Here to break down what we may see in the fight. Well, let's break down the market, basically. Let's bring in Phil Blancato and Rebecca Walser. Rebecca, may I go to you first? Throughout the day, I've been asking market watchers, where's the bottom? Was today's catalytic selling that we saw, was that the bottom? None of them have said, yeah, that's the bottom. What do you say?
I think that's right, Stu. I would love to say this is the bottom. I'd love to say, okay, we can start buying in and this is going to be a great... I do believe it's a generational buying opportunity, but here's the issue. I know that just recently the White House came out and said, no, it's not correct. We're not having a national quarantine. This is not happening. But I have a belief that we will eventually see the federal government move to some kind of national quarantine, and I think that's when we're going to get to a bottom eventually. We're going to see everyone really freak out. I mean, it's basically Rebecca, potentially martial law.
I have heard that before, and I'm inclined to agree with what you say. Phil Blancato, do you look, huge selling this morning? We were down 12% on the Dow at one time. You don't believe that that was the bottom?
Well, I'm going to take a slightly different angle. What I'm seeing in the last few days to me are signs that there's positive reaction to the marketplace. Specifically, think about how bad things got on Thursday. Thursday, right about mid-afternoon, starting about 1 o'clock, did you notice how the 10-year started to really back up? In fact, it went all the way back from at the time in the low 50s all the way up to 0.75 where it closed Thursday. Then Friday, we backed up all the way to 0.92, and now today we're hovering in that high 70s, low 80s. Interestingly, with what happened yesterday with the Fed, why is the 10-year down to 40 basis points or even 30 basis points?
Okay, hold on, Phil. You're losing me, son. You're losing me. I'm sorry. All this complicated stuff, I don't get it. Let me ask you a basic question, Phil. If we came on strong with severe restrictions on the movement of all Americans, a national crackdown, if we did that, I think the market would go up. Do you?
No, I don't. I think the fear and panic in the marketplace would grab the market again and send it down. I don't think we're on a cut for that. And when I watch what the bond market's doing, it's telling me there's a beginning of a capitulation moment here.
Okay, I'll listen to you. I don't always understand all that stuff. Rebecca, do you think we are moving towards a situation where we have a national crackdown?
I do, Stu. I think it's going to happen. I wish it wouldn't, but I think it's going to happen just so that, you know, we don't have all these different governors of different states saying this, that, and every other thing, and just to make it a blanket, everyone is the same. And I think that will initially shock the market because it's going to be shocking. But then I think that then I agree with you that will sort of stabilize the situation, make people realize, well, this is going to be stabilized really fast, we hope. And then I do think that the market will turn. And I actually do, Stu, think, I actually am really positive, and I actually do think that by the second quarter at the end, we will have a return to more normalcy. I do think some great things are going to happen. We're going to see this market rebound.
But before we say goodbye to you, Rebecca, you don't think we're going to get back to the highs of mid-February anytime soon, do you?
Well, I want to see us get normalized, and I do think that we're going to be coming into a normalization period after we digest the impact of all of this stoppage, all of the travel, everything, Stu. Everything is going to have an impact, so it's going to take us a little bit of time. But I am positive once we stabilize and normalize. Okay,
Rebecca, we're not done yet. Hold on for a second. But, Phil, I want to get back to you. I didn't mean to dismiss the talk about the Treasury, the 10-year Treasury. But I just want a simplistic question, if I may. What are you looking for on that 10-year Treasury yield that will make you say, time to buy some stocks?
Great question. So I think as long as the 10-year stays anchored right about here, and we get mild sort of restringent happening, meaning the situation gets mildly worse, I think you're getting an opportunity right at 2350 on the S&P 500 to start buying in because you can add risk assets as we get a better understanding of the spread of the virus.
Okay, well, that, you know, see, I'm a simple kind of guy. I can understand that kind of thing. I'm just astonished at the gyrations of the bond market. You know, we were at 0.3%, what was it, 10 days ago. Now we went to 0.8%, and now we're back down to 0.71%. That means a ton of money is flowing right into the Treasury bond, escaping the stock market. Complicated stuff, but look at that on your screen. The yield on the 30-year, 1.33%. A few days ago, it had dropped well below the 1% level. Confusing times. Phil, Rebecca, both of you, thank you very much indeed for joining us on a very difficult day. Difficult questions, I know. Where's the bottom to this thing? Okay.